I'm really grateful to be here. I'm grateful that you're here and made the trip, and to see so many like minds in one place. It feels really good.
There's not much alike about any of them, really. In their beauty, they are still diverse, which is just the way we like it.
I'm appreciating contrast.
Yeah.
It's showing me a lot.
Yeah.
I was wondering, and please feel free to tune into me whenever you like.
Done.
As I was hoping. What do you see when you look at us? I've been taught that there's an aura or a Taurus field or chakras that go into the earth and up to the sky and so many things, but I wonder, like, when you look at us in the audience, what do you see?
Visually see?
I guess with the source. You've given so many examples over the years of visuals, which has helped me along the way. And I think a lot when I feel a certain way, I can almost feel like the shock waves ripping out of me, and I'm wondering, is it a spiral? Is it like the rock in the pond? Is it I wonder what you see.
The most significant thing that we want to say to you, and it's different than what you may be reaching for, but we want to begin here, is that as source energy perceiving through physical beings, we do have access to your visual and auditory. In other words, all of the physical senses that you may want to claim as your physical interpretations are our interpretations as well. So while we see through your eyes much in the way that you see through your eyes, we see more through your eyes than you do, because we are not limited in what we see in the way you do. Some of you are beginning to see energy. We like the word sense more than see. We like the word know more than hear, or even more than sense. And so how is it that you know what you know? Well, sometimes you know things without seeing them. Esther really sensed that she should slow down before she even realized in a visual way that there were mattresses in her lane of traffic. And so when you talk about what we see, we would like to use the word what we perceive. So when we look into an audience like this and we utilize Esther's eyes to see, we see you much in the way that Esther would see you, individual clumps on chairs. But your energy is visible to us, predominantly visible to us, when it is not predominantly visible to Esther. When Esther awakens and basks and acknowledges the well-being of her life experience before she opens the windows and looks out upon this beautiful city, the city looks different than it would have if she had been in a bad mood or read a negative email or something first. In other words, we just want to convey that what we see and what you see and the way it feels when any of us are seeing it is all about the vibrational stance from which we saw it. The best example that we have of differences, Esther, when she moved from Arizona to Texas, went to get her Texas driver's license, and when she looked in the contraption, she couldn't read the letters or numbers or whatever they were. And she said to the woman, "This thing is broken." And the woman said, "No, it is not broken. You probably need glasses." And Esther just couldn't accept that. And so she said, "Abraham, can you read that?" And so we did. And Esther found that remarkable and annoying. Same physical apparatus, same eyes, different expectation, different vibration, you see. So why do you want to know what we see?
I can almost feel it sometimes when I'm on a higher vibration. It feels maybe like heat or something in my upper area, and we've been taught that there's a third eye and then the pineal glands and all this business that people put together or try to explain with words. And the feeling is that I can almost, being, I guess, thinking from a male aspect, I used to think, oh, I just shoot it in one way, very direct. But now as I'm thinking in more of a, trying to think in more of a balanced way, the ripple in the rock in the pond makes more of a sense that I'm just
Well, the reason
emanating.
that we are wanting you to describe it a little bit is because there's something important that we want to give to you specifically. And that is, when you get that feeling, don't strain to see it. In fact, do the opposite, because the strain makes it less likely. Relaxing makes it more likely. And there's a tendency to be in alignment and have your senses be heightened. And we're talking about all of the physical senses, yes, but we're also talking about senses that physical beings don't usually even talk about. All of your senses are heightened when you are in pure resonance with your source. So just let the experience be what it is, and don't try to define it through your physicality, because then you will put yourself back into your limitedness. Did that make sense?
And then I kind of lose
You're
it
reaching
sometimes,
into
yes.
new awarenesses, you see, and wanting to discover new awarenesses. Esther's been feeling it's a visceral feeling of confusion in a space. And we don't want her to focus in on that. We want her to relax away from that. In other words, when your senses, when you walk into a room and something smells really bad, do you try to get closer to it? And so there are things that you are sensing that you're wanting to vibrate away from, not vibrate closer to. In other words, this sensing is guidance, isn't it?
Yes.
So just relax into it, and it will become keener and keener and keener. Helpful?
Very.